Hello, everyone. I'm Tracy, and I'm here to report some of the more recent fires on the west coast of North America. I'll be going into the fires in Oregon, and then I'm going to go into the larger fire in Washington that's in Stehekin called the Pioneer Fire. And then I'm going to touch a little bit on the Canadian fire in Jasper. There's a lot to unpack there, so I'm going to just keep it brief. And if you guys want more information, I can go into more details in a future video. Also, I know there's one outside of Chico. I'm looking into that, and I'll have to do another video for that one as well. But before we get started, if you are new here, please subscribe before you leave. I would really appreciate it. And please like, comment, and share this video so we can let as many people know, what's going on here. And I'll show you guys some stats and pictures and everything, but there is an extremely large amount of fires going on the west coast of North America, and to the point where there's this picture here that there's so many here. This is the state of Washington. You can't even see them, and I think they're over 100 right here, but I'm going to make it a little bit easier. So today I'm going to be going over the Microwave Tower Fire, Lone Rock Fire, the Durkee Fire, and the Cow Valley Fire. And those are considered megafires, which is a fairly new term. And they're saying megafire for those that are 100,000 plus acres burned. So let me first talk about this really interestingly named fire, and that is the Microwave Tower Fire. I'll play a clip with some information there.
A wildfire burning near the town of Mosier in the Gorge has grown to nearly 600 acres. That's 5 times bigger than it was last night. This is a live look at the area. It's being called the Microwave Tower Fire. It's prompting a level 1, 2, and 3 go now evacuations, which the Wasco County Sheriff's Office says will stay in place until at least tomorrow morning. The area under level 3 extends from Highway 30 south to Proctor Road, east to Husky Road and the border of the city of Mosier, and west to the Hood River County line. Crews say the fire is burning in grass and timber. We've seen a lot of helicopters and planes doing water drops, assisted by the proximity to the Columbia River there. A Red Cross shelter has been set up at Hood River Middle School. The cause of the fire is under investigation.
Right now, I-84 is closed in parts of eastern Oregon due to the Durkee fire. Fire spokesperson says the biggest concern is the fire reaching the highway. The Durkee fire is the largest in the state, burning between Baker City and Ontario. It's burned nearly 240,000 acres. There is no containment. Today, FEMA authorized funds to fight the fire. Officials say lightning started it. We've also learned there are 6 new fires in that area, also started by lightning strikes. Those fires range in size. Crews tell K2 they are dealing with extremely dry conditions.
This fire is burning in grass, sage, and juniper, which are known for kind of those light, flashy fuels where they burn really quickly and then they're kind of done.
Be sure to check ODOT maps before you go on a trip. They are doing overnight closures on 84 between Pendleton and...
All right, so I think I forgot to mention the Durkee fire, but that one is huge. More recently, it's burned 250,000 acres. And it's 0% contained, and they're saying it was started by lightning. And in fact, a lot of these are being blamed on lightning. So if you're in this area, in the areas that these fires are going on, please let us know if there were lightning storms, because I don't know for sure. It seems like they use lightning and a lot of kind of unusual, well, I guess it's not too unusual, but sometimes the reasons for these fires starting, I'm a little wary of whether that's accurate or not. Okay, and then something that is just so really unbelievable to me is that they named one of these fires the Microwave Tower Fire, and that's in the town of Mosier. It's not one of the bigger ones, but if anyone knows how they name these fires, like who is responsible for giving them the names, please let me know. Because that's a very weird name. It's usually doesn't sound like that. It's like the Lone Fire or the Falls Fire. And let me know in the comments if you think this fire name means something. Do you think that the deep state is making a point, or do you think there's someone else trying to give us some information as far as what might be causing these fires, because microwave tower, there are microwave towers, but the reason that caught my eye is that the DEWs, the directed energy, use microwaves. And I don't know if they're coming from towers or drones, but I just thought that was really, really surprising that they named it that. Okay, so the Durkee fire, from what I could see, is the largest fire. And there are evacuations in a lot of these areas. And then I'm going to touch a little bit on the Stehekin fire, which is the Pioneer Fire, and that's in the state of Washington, about 50 miles outside of Seattle. And since I've done this research, there have been many fires popping up in the state of Washington and many in the city of Seattle. Now, the Washington fire, or the Pioneer Fire, this one's been going on since June 8th, and it's expected to go until Halloween. So that is a really long time, and that's a really long time for them to be predicting this fire to go till. And was this the one that the guy was on the boat and saw someone start it?
Yeah, Stehekin.
So I have a Facebook post here, and it's going to be kind of hard to see, but I'll put the link in the description. It's an eyewitness of someone that saw the fire department start the fire and leave. So here, I know it's kind of hard to read, but he goes into details of what he did, some of the unusual things that he observed, like the fire, going in the opposite direction of the wind at a very high pace, and just how it was very, it didn't seem like a normal fire that happened naturally. It's a pretty long post, but I'll let you guys read it if you want to go on your own. And we did find a community planning project for Stehekin. And this is pretty common. If you're a little bit newer here, when it comes to these suspicious fires, it's often associated with a redevelopment plan for different reasons. Sometimes it's simply to turn the city into a more tourist-friendly or climate or green city, where walking, biking is preferred. Sometimes it's a rail project. Sometimes I think there's one where they wanted to put a fuel line. A lot of different reasons, but this one is, so this is just the redevelopment to make it a more.
Yeah, this is more like a smart city. It's very much like Lahaina and Lihue and the other 15-minute cities.
Okay, so this was proposed on the 8th of December in 2023. And so I apologize, I didn't go into details, but there is a pretty well mapped out plan for what they are going to do with this area once it's cleared. And this Stehekin fire is not huge. It's 25,000 acres so far, which is a lot, but it is only 14% contained. So I expect that to grow a lot. And we could put the link to these plans if you want to see exactly what they're doing. But this area for sure has a smart city plan in the works. All right, and then I'll just really quickly touch on the Jasper fire. I have a lot of requests to cover the Jasper fire. Now, this is in Alberta in Canada, on the west coast of Canada, so not too far from these other fires we're talking about. And okay, all right.
And,
so
yes.
This is the one where it's about tourism. So Jasper is where Whistler is located, and I'm sure many of you have probably gone there for vacation. It's a very popular snow resort for skiing and snowboarding, and this certainly has a redevelopment plan. And right here, so I'm going to read some of Shane's notes. Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister, said administration has approved Alberta's request for federal assistance, including military resources. So that's regarding the fire. And again, they're saying that the parks minister Todd Lowen said that these fires are caused by lightning. So again, we're seeing lightning. And also winds are blamed for the increase in the intensity of the fire. So the fire in Jasper, there's a lot to unpack there. So I'm probably going to have to go into that in the future. And I also want to cover the fire that's outside of Chico, because that one as well is associated with a redevelopment plan. And we have connected the Pioneer Fire, which is the one in California. And just from some preliminary reports I've seen, people are saying that it grew so fast. They almost can't believe how fast that fire grew. Now, in the Chico area, there is a pretty well mapped out plan for a rail system. And I don't know, did we put the rail? Yeah, here. North Valley Rail. And this, they call it the rail to nowhere. And because it's, it's going into Chico. And I mean, this is a very beautiful area, but it's a little unusual that there's this little rail project, understanding how expensive a rail project is. But the fire going on, the Falls Fire, we can connect to this project, similar to the fire in Paradise, as well as the more recent fire in Oroville. So Paradise, Oroville, and now this Falls Fire, they're all in the same area, and they all seem to be in support of the new rail project. So I will be putting some resources, and Shane's going to help me dig up information so that we could put more, kind of fit it all together, because that's that one is a really telling, those fires are very telling, because it's like, how can it go exactly where the plans are, and there's been so many, but it is what it is. And I think the more people are aware of it, the more you can prepare. And hopefully, and in the book that we just wrote, there is information on how a town fought back on their smart city plan. So also we'll link the video going into the book. I announced the book a few days ago. So it's available for pre-sale right now. It's going to be released on the 8th of August, which is the 1-year anniversary to the horrible Lahaina fire. So I'll put some information in the description, as well as the video that explains what the book goes into. So is there anything I missed? I feel like that was like a lot of stuff to kind of cover in a short period of time.
You could maybe do the teaser about Seattle, or we could skip it.
Seattle. Okay, let me play this.
Here in Seattle, fire crews are on the defensive, responding to more than 200 brush fires this month alone. Fox 13's Dave Detling has more on what first responders say we need to know amid the uptick in fire calls.
Good evening. Fire crews have been working around the clock here in Seattle. The fire department responding to, like you said, 200 plus fires this month alone. It has been very busy for them. Fire departments across our region asking everyone to do their part to stop the spread of flames.
Has been pretty high.
Fire departments in and around our region busy this July, all because of brush fires. Here in Seattle, firefighters have been working nonstop, and they can be large or small. Earlier this month, a brush fire in the Georgetown neighborhood spread, torching several parked semi-trucks and trailers along with an RV. Dry conditions in our area creating a tinderbox. One brush fire too close for comfort, the one that erupted in Kinnear Park in Seattle's Queen Anne neighborhood earlier this week. Investigators say it was intentionally set, tied to a homeless encampment. That fire spread with 2 propane tanks exploding in the process. Brush fires, intentionally set or not, pose a real threat to public safety. Earlier this month, tenants in these rented apartments had to evacuate after a brush fire caused by fireworks got too close to the building.
It just went straight up in the air. It was hot. It was so bad to the point where I thought I was in my apartment.
Well, Dave, these brush fires aren't the only fires we've seen this summer so far.
Yeah, that's right. Level 2 evacuations are now in place for Stehekin as Pioneer Fire gets dangerously close to the town. Now, Chelan County Emergency Management says 130 people were safely evacuated from the town today via boat. The Pioneer Fire has been burning for a month and a half. It's now more than 31,000 acres in size and remains 14% contained. Fire officials believe it could burn until Halloween.
Okay, so you said it's now up to 31,000 acres burned as far as the Stehekin fire goes. So yeah, it's grown a lot since yesterday when I got these numbers. So was there anything else important that I should have shared?
No, I think that covers it.
That's the gist. Okay, so again, if you are in an area where these fires have burned or are burning, just be safe. But if there are pictures, videos that you can attain and send to me, I would love it. And things to look out for is the aftermath, what it looks like after the fire has been contained, and what the response from the officials are, if they're being, properly handled, or is it more like Lahaina where the victims were kind of left on their own and given very little resources. That's very telling. And also how the fire department is handling it. Are they being aggressive at trying to put these fires out, or are they being very nonchalant, almost like letting it go? Because I'm getting a lot of reports that the fire department is not aggressively trying to contain these fires, which is very telling as well. So yeah, that's going to do it for today. And I do have more to share when we get more information together. We'll put that out as soon as we can. So again, if you have not subscribed yet, please do so before you leave, and like, comment, and share. And if you are subscribed, I get a lot of comments saying that you've been unsubscribed a number of times. If you can see if you're still subscribed, I would really appreciate it. So with that, thank you guys so much for being here, and be safe, be vigilant, and I will see you all soon. Bye.